Hey guys, welcome back, and I hope you had a great weekend. I sure did. I was at actually a car meet yesterday. It was the 90s, Los Goonies 90s themed car meet, which was cool because all of the 90s heavy hitters were there. You know, you had all your Hondas, you had all your Toyotas, you had all your Nissans, you had R32s, R34s, even though that's pushing it. There was no R33s, but there was a lot of NSXs and there was a lot of Supras, a lot of 240s. Tons of Hondas, some Mitsubishis, which was really cool. It's always cool to see some DSMs out there. Yeah, and it was just a lot of fun. Always good to be around those people, cars and car enthusiasts. So I'm stoked. As you know, we got the C3 not too long ago, and I think we're going to start tearing into that. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Might go on the back burner for a little bit, but that's just because I got to do a little bit more research and find a little bit more out, just because it's so far out of my wheelhouse. It's insane. And then obviously we got the Spec V, which is my buddy John's car, but it is going to be here on the channel because this car is going to be a track purpose car only. And then we got the new car, so let's go check that out. I am like a kid in a candy store with some of these cars, and this one is no different. So here it is, my 2001 Acura Integra LS. Yes, it is not perfect by a long shot, but guess what? It is 100% stock. Yes, this car has not been touched. This car was owned by somebody who is pretty meticulous with the maintenance. Obviously, it does have its cosmetic issues. You've got a lot of dead paint, flat paint, a couple of dings on the hood, mirrors, disgusting. We got a door handle that has seen better days, all the way down to the tires and the wheels just are a little sad and a little neglected. Now, this is probably the only thing that's actually completely broken. But taillights clean, really not hazy. They'll buff up nice and clean up nice. Stock exhaust, that'll be changing soon. But other than that, this car is just pretty good. I mean, on the inside of the car, yes, it's not super pretty in here. Door cards, they're in pretty good shape. All the buttons, carpet's a little grimy, but that's nothing that can't get cleaned. Dashboard, seats look like the leather has literally just been baking in the sun, as well as the back seats too. But other than that, it's kind of cool. It's just cool to see a car that kind of like stood the test of time, especially in such a world where these things were sought after for modification and unfortunately theft. They're still to this day probably one of the highest stolen cars out there between Honda Civics, Acura Integras, so on and so forth. But it's so hard to find them in this condition as far as stock. I shouldn't say overall condition because it's not perfect, but everything almost is good and there. Let's take a look at the engine bay. There it is, stock B20, a whopping 140 horsepower, but pretty reliable. As you can see, there was probably recently a distributor done. Sorry about my fingers getting in the way. New plug wires, stock airbox. Only aftermarket thing on the whole car is a Clifford alarm system, which could even be stock. I have no idea, but that's coming out because it's giving a little bit of problems. We pulled the fuse on that, but very dirty, needs some love, needs some cleaning, and that's going to be probably the first order of business. Just clean it up a little bit, and then go from there. I do plan on actually painting the car, which is gonna be as minimal as possible. We are gonna be doing all the prep work on it for my buddy to paint it. And it's not gonna be a crazy show car paint job. It's just gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a track car, but I still want it to be presentable. I still want it to be cool. And you know, some track cars, people just wrap. Not a real huge fan of wraps. I know sometimes there was a good portion of time where people just absolutely loved that, but I want to actually paint the car. I'm going to keep it silver, leave it the way that it is, and just go from there. So what are the goals with this car? It is going to be a track car. Might have a little bit of street fun with it during the next few months, but we're going to be doing all the work here as much as I can, aside from maybe prepping it, which I'm probably going to do with my buddy John. And then my buddy Lenny is actually going to be the one who paints it. So we're going to be doing that. I already ordered coilovers. They should be here this week. I got some wheels. We'll be showing you them next time. And they're going to be getting tires put on them soon. And we're going to be doing seats. I ordered an exhaust for this car, at least an axle back for current reasons, just because I'm not 100% sure in the near future if we're going to be doing an engine swap. What my thoughts are is we're going to keep it LS, get some seat time, track it the way that it is, replace as many suspension components as we can, and kind of figure it out from there, because Time Attack and Autocross and all this stuff, they do have a lot of different classes, and you can't do certain things. Like you can have crazy aero, but the engine has to be a stock engine. Now that doesn't mean you can't swap it. So I could technically put a K-swap in here and just leave it stock. No internals done, nothing crazy done, some bolt-ons and tune, but you can't have a fully built motor with all that aero in certain classes. So it depends on what classes you actually run, and that's what we're gonna kind of find and learn. So I wanted to show you guys, I hope you like this car. This one's gonna be getting a lot of attention for the next few weeks. And we're really gonna try to push through this one and get this one on the channel going as quickly as possible. So we got some other projects obviously, but this one is definitely gonna be the big build for this winter for sure. That's pretty much it. So stay tuned. We got wheels coming tomorrow. We got an exhaust coming this week, and we're just gonna jump right into it and have a lot of fun with this one. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.